This video is brought to you by ablmerch.com. You're able to get all the hats I wear in the videos, plus a large selection of other hats, t-shirts, hoodies, stickers, and more through the link in the description box below. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about this quote-unquote secretly recorded phone call with Barack Obama's alumni association, or whatever they want to call it. Basically, people that worked with and or for Barack Obama were on the call. And the point of the call was to encourage them to go out there and campaign for and help Joe Biden win the election. Good luck with that, but I'll move on. The phone call was recorded and put out by some people. Not really sure who put it out, but it was recorded. There were a couple of clips here we're going to get to in a minute. The first clip is of him talking about the whole Michael Flynn kerfuffle, talking about, oh, the rule of law is gone, all this, that, and the third. And the second one is him talking about the COVID-19, aka China virus, aka Wuhan flu outbreak, talking about, oh, he handled it poorly, talking about the president. He handled it poorly. It was anemic, all this and that. Before I go any further, let's go ahead and get into the clips. After we get done with that, I'll talk about what was said there. I'll give you my 2 cents, my deep detailed analysis, and then I'll wrap it on up with a nice bow on top. So without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
The degree to which the news over the last 24 hours, I think, has been somewhat downplayed about the Justice Department dropping charges against Michael Flynn, and the fact that there is no precedent that anybody can find for someone who's been charged with perjury just getting off scot-free. That's the kind of stuff where you begin to get worried that basic, not just institutional norms, but our basic understanding of rule of law is at risk. And that's why this election that's coming up on every level is so important, because what we're going to be battling is not just a particular individual or a political party, but what we're fighting against is these long-term trends in which being selfish, being tribal, being divided, and seeing others as an enemy, that has become a stronger impulse in American life. And by the way, we're seeing that internationally as well. And it's part of the reason why the response to this global crisis has been so anemic and spotty. And it would have been bad even with the best of governments. It has been an absolute chaotic disaster when that mindset of what's in it for me and to heck with everybody else, when that mindset is operationalized in our government. So that's why I, by the way, am going to be spending as much time as necessary and campaigning as hard as I can for Joe Biden.
All right, so you saw that, you heard that, and I'm not really sure where to begin. Let's start from the top. Let's talk about this whole Michael Flynn thing. I got to be honest here. I got to be totally transparent. I'm an honest guy, so I'm always be this way. But I got to be just 1,000% real and say I don't really care that much about Michael Flynn right now. Because, look, I'm glad that he's not going to the penitentiary. That's a good thing. Shout out to the DOJ for dropping that charge against him, because it was BS. It was bogus. Like, all the charges that stemmed from the Russia investigation should be voided right now, because the only reason why the charges were brought up was to try and attack Trump. They didn't find anything. They wound up with a big fat nothing burger, a goose egg, zero, zilch, nada. Okay, so anybody that got caught up in that dragnet should not be going to the penitentiary. All right. So I'm glad that he's not going there. However, I don't really care about all the things that are around it. They're talking about, oh, well, we're going to have Obama be brought up for treason. Okay, now that's a good thing to hear. That's a good headline to read. But wake me up when Barack Obama is in Gitmo making big rocks into little rocks. Wake me up then. But for right now, I'm not really concerned about it. All that I will say is that I'm glad that Michael Flynn is not going to the penitentiary. And Barack Obama was totally wrong talking about, oh, the rule of law is not really here anymore. What do you mean? The rule of law is actually working to get them in a little ticky-tack charge to try and attack somebody else. Like, the charge wouldn't have been brought at all if it were not for this whole Russia collusion, all this and that. And if not for your DOJ, FBI, etc., trying to attack Trump, trying to wiretap Trump, trying to get Trump out of office. If you, Barack Obama, and crew weren't playing political games, then Michael Flynn wouldn't be where he's at. Papadopoulos wouldn't have got sent up. Roger Stone wouldn't be sent up. So let's not even really go there. But I want to see more to come from this. You know, I want to see Hillary Clinton, Barack Obama. I want to see Eric Holder, the whole squad in Gitmo making big rocks into little rocks. But I digress. Let's get to this whole thing about the COVID-19 reaction. An interesting thing was said here. He said the response would have been bad regardless of the government, even in the quote unquote best of governments. So he knows that it would be bad. I mean, it's a virus. What are you really going to do? You don't really have control over what the virus does. And my question, having said that and having known that, would be, what could Trump have done differently? I don't really know, because I mean, the shutdown and stuff like that was way over the top, but that's all you really can do. If it's a virus, I mean, all you could do is tell people, okay, wash your hands, don't be all up in somebody's face if they got it. Don't be coughing on people, coughing your elbow, basic hygiene stuff. And then once you figured out what was going on, since it's a new virus, we figured out who was attacking and whatnot. We could tell them, okay, go here, go there. You be sheltering in place, you be sheltering in place. But beyond that, what could have really been done? I mean, he did more than Hillary Clinton's government would have done. Hillary Clinton would have just followed the World Health Organization blindly for her guiding light. Because remember, when Trump shut off travel from China, they were saying, don't do that. Talking about the WHO, don't do that because that will just incite more hatred towards Asians, and it'll cause xenophobia, all this, that, and the third. Okay. And then they also said there's no evidence of human to human transmission. How does that make any sense? Trump did all of what could be done. My only criticism would be this whole shutdown thing. And that's going above and beyond to stop what is going on. The only thing he could have done differently would be what a lot of the left don't want, which is to reopen the country or to not have the social distancing guidelines. That's all that he could have done better. But the left, including Barack Obama and that whole squad over there, don't want that. So when he says, oh, we could have done better, that's not even really true. Okay. And if it is true, tell us what he could have done. Matter of fact, rather than being the critic, Barack Obama, you could bring some solutions to the table. Tell us how to actually get it done. Maybe you could do that, but I guess being a critic is the most important thing right now. And furthermore, this was a so-called private call that was recorded and released, but I think that it was released intentionally. Because if you're in the call with friends, people that you work with, people that you know and been knowing for years, I would presume that if they were in the White House with you, they would know Joe Biden the same way they know you. So you wouldn't be referring to Joe Biden as Joe Biden by his full first and last name. You would just say Joe or Mr. Biden or the vice president or whatever it is. You wouldn't be saying Joe Biden. To me, that was just kind of like, an endorsement again through unconventional means, something that was spread kind of viral on Twitter, Facebook, etc. YouTube have guys like me cover it. So you get promotion that way. That's what it feels like to me, because I don't think that any of his staffers, people that actually like him, would leak the call if they, were trying to damage him or something like that. They quote unquote leaked it to try and help the whole thing because they knew this would make news and it'd just be free promotion. And Joe Biden needs the promotion because he doesn't have a whole lot of money. Between the DNC and Joe Biden's campaign, Biden has bought 1/4 of the money that Trump's campaign and the RNC have. from what I've been reading. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments below. But I think they need money. They need promotion. This was probably the best way they knew how to actually get it done. But it's not really going to work because, Trump has a very high approval rating. They'll try to say, oh, this virus has really hurt him. It has hurt him, but not really. Because what can Joe Biden do? He's on the sidelines, barely talking at all. He's at home, not campaigning, but you barely see him at all. And when you do see him, he looks terrible. People that he's on the live stream, or what they call them, the virtual town hall, people that he's on those things with are saying, yo, you look bad, man. What's going on? So I don't really see anything here that would let me think Trump's in trouble of losing the election against Joe Biden. It doesn't really matter if Barack Obama comes out and campaigns for him every day up until the election. It won't make a difference. Okay, people have made their minds up about who they're going to vote for as of right now. In my humble opinion, I don't really see a thing that would change it. Okay, I don't see a thing that would change it at all. This whole virus thing is being, I guess we would call it, opportunized by the left. All right, and I think that's why Barack Obama put this tape out, allegedly. I'm saying, in my opinion, he put the tape out or wanted it to get quote unquote leaked to the media because he's opportunizing the virus while at the same time not doing it expressly on TV during the interview or something like that. Kind of clever, but not really. Kind of a, 75 IQ play. You understand what I'm saying? At the end of the day, as I close, I think that this will not move the needle at all. If you are going to vote for Biden, you felt that way from the beginning and you didn't really change overnight. I'm seeing some things on the internet, people talking about, oh, well, the virus reaction has changed my vote from Trump to Biden. Please, be for real. If your vote was changed from Trump to Biden, you were going to vote Biden regardless. You really didn't want to vote for Trump. Maybe you were a guy that was a Bidenite and had a few reservations, and then the virus thing was the excuse you needed to go back to voting for Biden. So you're not fooling me with that, but I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? Do you think that Barack Obama leaked this particular audio intentionally, or had some staff or whatever leak it intentionally? And that's your viewpoint. Let me know why in the comments below. Or do you think it was a candid conversation that shouldn't have been leaked and this was a travesty and, they violated Barack Obama's trust and their privacy? And that's your viewpoint. Let me know why in the comments below. I think it's pretty obvious that it was leaked intentionally. Why would you be referring to Biden as Joe Biden? That's a campaign endorsement. That's a campaign speech you did on the call. That's what it was. You were very careful. You were very measured in your words, and you don't speak that way to people when you don't think you're being recorded and that it's going to come out to the world. That's just my opinion, but whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.